Good morning, Stampers. Happy Halloween week. It is day 2. We're here on Tuesday, so I have got a very cute Halloween project to share with you guys today. So while you guys come on, give me a like or a love. Let me know that you guys are here with me. And I'll do a little bit of housekeeping while you guys are coming on. So yesterday, you guys know that we announced our 24-hour stamp sale. I love a flash sale, and this is fantastic. We've got 15% off of our stamps. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, good morning. 15% off of select stamps tomorrow only. 24 hours only. So make sure, I went through yesterday's video. If you didn't catch it, I went through the catalog and actually showed you every single stamp that we have on sale. I also will be posting some photos later on here today because I'm visual and I think you guys are too. We want to actually see the image that is the stamp that we want to get, because even on my list, and I couldn't believe how many were on my list that I didn't have yet. So 15% off. You can shop online at jodiebrackbill.stampinup.net anytime. So to get your stamps, go ahead and log on there tomorrow. Just make sure you're doing it tomorrow, and you're going to use this host code. Okay, so you can grab those. They will ship direct to your door. Now, if you are local, or even not local, you just prefer not to shop online, just message me. I can definitely help you out, and I can have things direct shipped to you without any problem at all. So we're just going to make sure we use that host code. Now, another thing I wanted to tell you about real quick while you guys are coming on is to let you know about my heartwarming holiday event. I'm having a retreat. I know some of you ladies are not local to Pennsylvania, but we would love to have you come and join us anyway. What a great time to make a trip to gorgeous, historic Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Come to a stamp retreat and hang out with me for a weekend. I mean, win-win, right? But for real, we do have this weekend coming, October 23rd through 25th. We are getting close to full, and so we're making sure that we're kind of doing our final push so those ladies who are on the fence have a chance to go ahead and register. So you can stay for the whole weekend, Friday through Sunday, or you can come just for 12 hours. You can do a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday event only. And imagine you get an 8-foot craft space. Time, that's what I'm giving you guys, time, right? Time to put everything to the side and do what you love. You can stamp, you can scrapbook, you can read a book, you could crochet, you could get your Christmas shopping done, whatever you want to do. It is a weekend with a time to just decompress and hang out with each other. So we also have retreats to go. So if you're not local and you still want to get all the goodies that everyone else is getting, check out the retreats to go. You'll get everything from the make and takes, all the swag bag. We have $50 in swag that we are giving you. We have make and takes. We have little special pillow gifts. We have all kinds of fun little treats for you guys. Optional classes are coming. Lots of fun. So if you are interested in that, let me know. I'm trying to think of when registration ends. October 5th, I do believe, and we just extended our room block yesterday. So our room block was going to release on the 23rd, which is tomorrow, and the hotel is booked. Like, it is hard to get into Gettysburg. It is definitely an attraction, I guess I want to say. Like, people are there. Like, I just drove through yesterday and I thought, on a Monday, what's everyone doing? Everyone's hanging out in Gettysburg, and it is gorgeous right now this time of year. So the hotel block is going to be extended till October 9th. So you do have more time to grab your hotel room. All right, friends. So let's go ahead and do some stamping. So yesterday I told you guys that I was going to give away the project from the day before. So this is the project that we created yesterday, and the winner of this project is Miss Susie Snow. Are you on, Susie? I don't know if the comments are going, I can't quite see. So anyway, congratulations, Miss Susie. This fun little card is going to be yours. Now, before we get started, I'm going to have a little lesson time. So everybody sit down, crisscross applesauce, listen to Miss Jody. She's got something to say. So here's our brand new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've been getting some messages from customers and from my team that they're having trouble with their embossing folders. So I thought we would take a minute and we'll talk a little bit about what's happening with, I call him the big boss, Mr. Big Boss. So we have 3 different kinds of embossing folders, and I think that's what is causing a little bit of, I don't even want to say confusion, just not sure how to get it to run through. So we have a standard embossing folder. This is a nice thin embossing folder, and when you run this one through, you're going to use plate 1, you're going to use 2 plate 3s or clear plates. So this embossing folder will go in, and then it will be sandwiched in between 2 clear plates. That's for our regular embossing folders. They are nice and thin. So you can see how they are really, really skinny. Then we have new 3D embossing folders. Okay, so is that going to show how the thickness, the 3D is a little bit thicker. So when you're running a 3D embossing folder through, you're going to use plate number 1, embossing folder, and plate number 4. That's how the sandwich will be for your 3D embossing folders if they are new. So what happened was we don't work with Sizzix anymore. So Sizzix made our Big Shot machine, and Sizzix made our plates and our embossing folders. So we now have a new company. So what happened was our previous 3D embossing folders that were made by Sizzix were a little bit thicker than what the new company makes. So I'm not sure if you can see, but there is definitely a difference in the thickness between the 2 embossing folders. So what has happened is we have current embossing folders that you might have from Sizzix or you might have from the new company, and it's the same design. So that's what's kind of throwing some folks off, and I want to make sure that we don't damage our folders or damage our embossing machine by forcing it through. So look for the Sizzix. That's your cue right there. Is if you've got Sizzix on that embossing folder and it's a super, super thick one, you are going to use plate number 4 and 1 plate number 3, 1 clear. They're a mess, aren't they? Look at those things. Somebody's been loving it. You're going to use 1 clear plate and run that through. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Obviously, you can see what I have done here, and I have put stickers on my folder so that I know what I'm going to use. That's a help for me, and it's a help for my customers when you're not quite sure. So the key is, the key is, if you ever try to run something through the Big Boss and it won't go, Big Boss is like, no thank you. I do not want that. There's a reason why, so don't force it. Back out and reevaluate. So you can actually read, this tells you here on what you're doing for these different plates, but that confusion is coming. It does not tell you if you've got an old style Sizzix plate what you need to use. So maybe just throw a little sticker on. You could even just put a dot, and if it's got a dot on it or if it's got Sizzix on it, I'm going to have to use a clear plate and not the one designed for the 3D folders. Now I do want to tell you real quick too. I lost it. I was just sharing this with my team because I had a couple of them message me as well. There it is. If you have this, the blue plate, that is the exact same as plate number 4. These are the same plate. So you do not need to buy another one. If you've got the blue one, you can use, what we did was just kind of made it color coordinated with the machine. So the blue plate is the exact same plate as the gray plate. Okay, so I'm not watching. Hopefully you guys are, I'm not watching if anyone had any questions. I can go back and answer, but I just thought before we damage our stuff or we damage our machines, let's have a little bit of chat about it. So remember, look for the Sizzix. That also might help you if you guys have embossing folders that are not from Stampin' Up! As well. You might have to add a little bit of a shim or something like that to make them work depending on their thickness. But again, if you're trying to run something through the machine and it is not going, there's a reason why. So don't force it. All right, kids. All right. Enough lesson today. Let's stamp. All right. So I do need you. So I'm going to scoot you over to the side. So today we're going to play with a fun little stamp set called Ghoulish Goodies. And this is a fun little Halloween set I've had a good time with. So we are going to start with our basic black. I think that's going to be the theme for Halloween, right? Black and orange. And we're going to fold that in half. Of course, that's an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. Fold that in half. As always, I have got a piece of Whisper White for my inside. So that is 5 1/4 by 4. Actually, this one's cut a little bit smaller, but that's fine. Not a problem. I'm going to set that aside and pull in my smoky slate. Good morning, friends. Come on in. Hey, if you're just joining, make sure you go back and do watch this from the beginning, because I just had a little lesson on the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and our embossing folders. And actually, it's not just the new machine. Whatever die cut machine you have, even if you have the Big Shot, you still may run into the issues with those two different folders, those two different 3D folders. So that works for any embossing machine that you're using. All right, so let's pull in our smoky slate. And of course, I'm going back with the good old archival black. I am going to use it till it's dry. And I'm going to stamp the most spooktacular time of the year, just down here in the bottom corner. So while I have that, I went ahead earlier and I die cut a stitched shape circle, and I'm going to stamp Miss Kitty on there. I think I saw April Turner on here. She's my kitty lover. Good morning, Miss April. So I'm going to stamp Kitty on here. Let her dry. Look at how nice and black that is. Love it. Do I want to go ahead and do, yeah, let's, while we got the ink open, let's keep on stamping. So I pulled in a piece of the Magic in This Night. This is like the little Harlequin, I think it's called. It's got spiders on the other side. And I have the little teeny pumpkin. I'm going to guess, I didn't measure this. It's 4 by 2.5, I'm pretty sure. And I'm just going to stamp those little pumpkins all over my DSP. No rhyme or reason, just random. I go off the page too, so it doesn't look like I tried to keep them all lumped in together. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take my spiderweb embossing folder, and I don't want to emboss the entire piece. I just want to emboss the bottom. So I'm going to run it through this way. Now, the reason why I just rotated it is because when you do embossing, you have a raised up side and you have an impressed side, like embossed and debossed. So I want my spider webs to be embossed, and because I stamped, I want to make sure I know which side I put in the embossing folder, and Stampin' Up, when I have Stampin' Up towards me, that's the embossed side. All right, my dog is very upset about something. I'm not sure, you're going to hear him bark here in a couple minutes. He's on high alert today. So now, after I just shared how to use your embossing folders, I'm going to use, this is a 3D embossing folder. I want to be very careful that I have it lined up, that it is sitting on that plate exact. I do not want it off shifted from one side to the other, or it will go through and it will damage my embossing folder because it's going to hit the edges of the machine. He's so quiet, this new guy. So quiet. All right, let's get you out of here so I have more room to work. All right, so now I just have the embossing right here on the bottom. I'm going to attach my Designer Series paper to the front. Ooh. Make sure you're ready to roll. Okay, so I don't know if this will show or not. See how this is what I'm calling the debossed side, where it's pushed in and this side is the side that's pushed out. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you like this. Sometimes you want the debossed side, but I wanted it embossed, and because I had stamped it, I was being very careful. Now, before I attach this, I'm going to do some ribbon on here, and so I like to just put a little bit of adhesive on the side, and I'm just going to run my little strip of glittery ribbon, because you can't have enough glitter. This just screams Halloween. I'm going to scoot it down just a little bit here. So there we are. So now I'm going to go ahead and we can attach this to our card base. I like to make sure I put some adhesive over those ends just so that they don't pop off, and always a little in the middle for luck. There we go. All right, now I'm going to pull in Miss Kitty, and I've got some Stampin' Blends here, and I'm going to give her some yellow eyes. I've got Daffodil Delight Dark, and I'm just being careful because I used the Archival Black, and even though I'm just coloring in a little spot, it's really not a big deal. But normally you would want to use your Memento, your Tuxedo Black Memento when you're working with Stampin' Blends, because the alcohol could potentially bleed this ink. And so what I did was, instead of just coloring over top, I just kind of dabbed a little bit. I'm doing tiny little spots, but if you were doing a big image, you would want to definitely be careful because it could bleed it. So I'm going to pull in Flirty Flamingo Light for her pinker nose. And then I've got some Pumpkin Pie Dark for her collar. Now I am going to add her to a circle that I cut out ahead with our glitter paper. And I'm going to pull in my Stampin' Seal Plus. This is the blue one. This one is heavy duty, and because I am attaching something on to glitter paper, I want to make sure that it has some serious stick to it. There you go, Kitty. So pushing that down, make sure it's really good and stuck. Then I'm going to add her to the card with some Stampin' Dimensionals. There she goes. I have a little piece, that glitter ribbon, I'm just going to slide it underneath here, tie a little knot, and then I can trim off the extra. There we go. Perfect. Isn't that such a cute little card? Now, She needs a little bit of bling for her collar. So let's take one of these cool little iridescent pearls here. Come on, get with me. I need to take my pick tool, and I'm just gonna put that right there, like it's the little bling on her collar. Huh? Yes? So cute. Hey, there's Susie Snow. Susie, did you see my announcement earlier? I can't see all the comments from previously, but you were the winner of yesterday's card. So congratulations, Susie. So now you guys can make likes, comments, loves, shares, and the more you do, I will enter you guys and come back tomorrow, 10 a.m. for day 3 of Halloween week, and I will be giving away this Miss Kitty card. All right, guys, have a wonderful week and stop back tomorrow at 10 a.m. See you then.